Hi, I'm Tammy, and I just wanted to show you what I do with my herb harvest. So I harvested these herbs this morning, and then I also have calendula flowers because I use these for my medicinal salves. So what I do is I grow them, and then I cut the flowers off when they're in full bloom, like when the sun's out. And I just rinse them really good because you want to get like anything that might be in between the leaves and all that. And then once you rinse them, I just lay them out, dry them up really good with the second towel on top. So I have a layer underneath and a layer on top, and I just dry it up really good. And then since I have, sorry, I'm just trying to push that down a little better. Since I do have a dehydrator, these will all go on the dehydrator, face down. Oops. And you can cut the stems better. I kind of just did this fast. And it looks like my plant outside has like so many more coming in, so I can't wait. I'm gonna do the next layer, and I will cut that. Of course, I don't have my scissors anywhere near me, but I will cut that. And then this is my Italian oregano, and when I bought it, it was like really leafy already. So when you get herbs, once they get like this big, I would trim them all down, because what'll happen is it'll just keep growing. So I'm just trying to separate them out. Of course, they got all mixed up in here. That looks about right. It doesn't really matter if they get mixed up. I can put them back together. And basically you can use these like, oh my gosh, these smell so good. You can use these just like this in your cooking, but what I do is I dehydrate them, and then what I do is you can take them off the stem like this when they're dried. It's so much easier. But I just keep them stored like full like this. And then I just pick a couple leaves off, and then I crumble it in my food. So I have like my homegrown herbs in my cooking. And I don't have to worry about them going bad. That's like been the biggest, hardest thing for me in gardening, is that I'll grow all this stuff and then I forget to harvest it regularly, and what ends up happening is my amazing pot of bushy oregano and basil and all that, half of it goes bad before I use it all. So I got a dehydrator so that I could use it all. Some of this sage, the bottom leaves were not amazing, so I'm gonna probably just pick those off. This grew back from last year. The plant was like super bushy and big, and then I guess I took too long to harvest it, and some of the bottom leaves were already like going bad. I mean, it's barely June, people. Sage is nice because it's like a really hardy, like the leaves are really thick and hardy. So when you dehydrate it, it like stays in this like perfect form and doesn't really like crumble. And it's really awesome for cooking. But I love the scent of sage, so it'd be nice to use these in like medicinally and in maybe like soap and lotion, because it just smells wonderful. Sage and rosemary are probably like my favorite for like bath products. And then lastly, I do have a little bit of lemon balm. My plant isn't really growing like crazy, but if you just trim the tops, it'll encourage growth back. So I'm just doing, working with what I have. So I am gonna do a layer of sage in here. Oh my gosh, my whole house is gonna smell amazing. And then put like this little lemon balm in one little corner, so it's kind of by itself. So each tray, and then I'm gonna put the lid on it, And then what I do, I don't really have like an exact measurement, but I'm gonna plug this in. And then what I do is I just check it every hour. And these aren't like terrible, but I want them like super, super fresh so that what I'm eating, oh, it smells so good. I'm gonna do something else with these scraps because it still smells really good. I just don't want to eat that. Oh, here's another one. Almost lost this one. All right, so I will show you what it looks like when it's all dehydrated, and I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is. Now, if for some reason you didn't have a dehydrator, you can take all these plants and while they're on the stem, just hang them upside down, tie them to like a hanger and just hang it somewhere. And in about a couple days to a week, it'll be all dried. Or you could put it on a windowsill on a paper towel and let the sun naturally dry it out. So there are a couple other ways to do it if you don't have a dehydrator, but if you do have a dehydrator and it's in your closet, your basement, whatever, I'm telling you, bust it out and use it to preserve your harvest. All right, talk to you guys later. See you in the next one. End result, that's the sage, and basically do it until it sounds crispy. That's the Italian oregano. And then that's the calendula, which I just looked out and it looks like more are blooming, so I'm gonna go harvest some more. But look, then you just store it in a jar or however you want to store it, and when you need to use it, you have herbs year-round that will stay actually, you know, since it's preserved. I mean, I have all my herbs from last summer still. I have a bunch, so I'm just gonna add to that.